Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 5th episode of 30 Minutes Robotic Milking Edition. I'm your host, Marcia Andres, dairy science professor and extension specialist at the University of Minnesota in St. Paul. Today, we have with us also your co-host, Jim Sulphur, dairy extension educator at the St. Cloud Regional Office. Hi, Jim. Oops, I'm mute.
Hi, Marcia, and welcome, everyone.
Thank you for being here again and helping us later today. It's going to be a little interesting one today because we have a bilingual presenter, and we'll see how that goes. So thank you for being here. Just before we get going, just some reminders. So we have these episodes on the third Thursday of every month at 11:30 a.m. Central US time. If you're watching this as a recording and you want to join our live discussion next time, please register at z.umn.edu/30minrm. We are using the Q&A box for your questions today. So please type your question, and then either Jim or I will ask the question for the producer to respond to. We'll be reading the question on your behalf or the comments you might have. I'd like to also invite you for this event next month, hard to believe, time flies, the Precision Dairy Conference. This is an event that we have every couple of years. And this year is really very end user focused. We actually have a lot on robotic milking on the first day. We have a panel of dairy producers representing all the brands of robots in the US. And from smaller dairies to a little bit larger ones. Hopefully it'll be a very lively discussion on the topic of robotic milking, automatic feeding, feeding cows in robots, etc. And then next day focusing on monitoring cows, monitoring herds, integrating data, and the future of technology. So please join us next month. We have an in-person option that's getting full, but we do have a virtual live streaming, so you can participate that way. Please go to precisiondairy.umn.edu for the details. Today, I'm very excited to invite our guest that's from Chile. Sorry, I went a little too far. Odriom, sorry, I was like jumping the gun here a little bit. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited that you're joining us all the way from Chile. I mean, that's exciting. Very pleased that you took the time to be with us, and we'll give you the opportunity to present a short overview of the operation, and then we'll move on to questions after that. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm gonna turn my video off and let you talk about your dairy, and I'll move the slides for you, and let me know if you want to, if I didn't move at the correct time. I'll do my best to help out. So thank you.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Jim, for inviting me. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. My name is Odriom. I am the operation manager at Agricola Ancali. We are located in south of Chile, in the city of Los Angeles. Yeah, in the aerial view, you can see a kind of view of our layout. In that slide, you can see some of the KPIs or current KPIs of the dairy right now. In terms of the total cows in milking, average per cow per day, milk per BMS, somatic cell counts, and pregnancy rate. Okay, we went until 2014 daily with a 4 rotary parlor and a small double cane parlor. In that time, our CEO decided to renew the whole rotary system for AMS, but obviously he need make his own experience. And at the beginning, in 2014, we built was the first barn, yeah, a typical barn, new design for milk first flow. The goal at the moment was prove the behavior, the cows, and that system. The spirit at the time was good, but just close 10% of the cows, the herd, and obviously a good selection about the others and health. The second move, obviously the second move we take was build a mirror barn in 2016. At that time, wasn't selection cows at all, and we can prove we could really spend the system at the daily. Then the Agricola Ancali take the first one big bet ever in that term on the BMS system, because we closed all rotary parlors and moved all the cows to the retrofit barns with BMS on it.
Just a second, I want to apologize, Odriom. This morning I moved the picture a little bit and all your boxes moved. Obviously, your robots are not in the middle of the barn, I mean outside. They're in the barn.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. This is my fault. My fault. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Just want to point that out. Apologies.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Well, the point is, it was a bit bad, as I said, and we continue moving, continue running, and we spent in the last 2 years. I mean, in 2019, with 8 more robots, and in part of the daily with the graders barns, and we can spend, and we put another robot, because at the beginning we have 2 robots by pen, and in this part of the daily we have 3 robots by pen. Okay, this is a typical mill's first guide flow. This is the barn designed in 2014, a new barn, 60 stored by cow. The robot is in the center, and it is a good view. You can see at the photo the commitment pen, the 1 cow getting in the smart gate, a couple of cows in the commitment pen, and the cows exit to the milk, exit from the milking to the feed bank. The flow is very easy. Maybe you can know already. This is a view from for the two first barn, the original, I mean, in 2014, and the mirror in 2016. Okay, in that view, you can see kind of the aerial view of the layout. We have here 24 pens with 2 robots by pen at the beginning, as I said, for a total 48 BMS in that time, 2016, 2017, 2,900 cows, pardon me, in modified first milk flow to BMS by pen, as I said. The robot is and the end, pardon me, and the beginning of the pen, and we put up to 126 cows in that pen. 2 fresh group, up to 100 cows by group. We use to put the fresh cows from 1 to 20 days in milk, to give the cows a different ratio, obviously, postpartum ratio, and give special attention to heifers, to milking very well, and avoid all related with failures or incomplete milking, because we have the classic BMS. We don't have the new ones, the BMS 300. Main challenge at the time, I mean, when we made the retrofit, or the big retrofit move, was improve the cow flow and develop well-trained and qualified employees. Okay, we try to manage and that time the cow flow in the pen, and it was a challenge. We divide the pen in 3 zones, basically. The first zone is after milking, when provide the cows feed and water, but no beds. We block it, in the photo you can see, we blocked part of the bed in that pen to stimulate the cow and continue moving around the pen. And if the cow looking for bed or looking for some of the 3 elements I mentioned, I mean feed, bed and water, the cows must go and continue moving around the pen. The second part of the pen is the middle of the barn. This part has feed and beds, no water at all. Obviously, the cows continue moving around the pen all the day. And the end of the pen, pardon me, you pointed this is the finger gates or saloon bar gates we put to divide each zone from another zone. In that point, you can see the finger gates or saloon bar gate, one-way gate to divide the feed access to the third zone. We don't put any feed at all, any partial mixed ration, just put or give to the cows water and beds. The goal or the objective obviously is the cows return to the BMS, pass through the selection smart gate and be milking again. It's very simple. Okay, in that photo you can see, the layout, the alley, the feed bunk, a couple of containers with 2 BMS on it. In the bottom, you can see the commitment area, the BMS located in tandem. We could or must mention, we need to put some mangas in Spanish, I don't know, can I say in English, to avoid some problems in the commitment pen with the BMS located in tandem. For that reason, we don't recommend this configuration. I mean, we prefer the another one we will see later. We mustn't spend, pardon me, Marcia, we must spend part of the time take care of the cows to avoid a lot of time of the cow waiting, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 kinds of problem cows, a lot of time waiting to be milking. Okay, next please. Okay, for solve this problem, an expansion to Ancali move to continue growing and reveal this part of the dairy, the biggest barn. In that occasion, we put a 3rd BMS between the 2 originals, but we need turn the BMS from the tandem configuration and tool booth configuration on parallel configuration. And we put a BMS and milking 500 cows more. It's the same concept, modified milk first a guide flow, but this time with 3 BMS by pen. We have 160 stall, but we milking up to 186 cow by pen, or close to 50% up. The challenge was improve the traffic flow in the community pen, obviously, because we avoid the problem in the past we had, and optimize the status. This is the view, the commitment pen in that area, rebuilt with a configuration we really love. I mean, we could recommend this configuration for anybody who wants to retrofit your dairy to put in BMS, because it's very simple, the access and the exit, and you can see the cows very, very happy eating right now. It's not complicated at all. Okay, just the last one is the BMS Performance report. You can see the part of the current KPIs, 62 in average in total, cows per BMS, 2.7 average milking per cow per day, the quantity of milk in pounds or kilograms per BMS and per cow, and the time of the BMS utilization, milking, cleaning, and free capacity. Okay, thank you very much. Muchas gracias. No te escucho ahora yo. ¿Tienes el micrófono sin audio? No puedo escucharte. ¿Tienes micrófono?
It's not, now I could not,
Okay.
I could not unmute myself, and I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna, do you still see the slides?
Pardon me?
Do you still see the slides that says question and answer? Oh, you do. Okay. I thought they had moved. Okay, still there. Perfect. All right.
Okay.
So now we can start asking questions. And again, please do not use the chat box, because we're not looking at the chat box. We're just looking at the Q&A. But there is one question there, so we'll address just that one, and then we'll move to the Q&A, please. Okay, because then we can keep track of the questions.
Okay. Si tú quieres, me las lees y yo.
So I will read them in English, and then if you don't feel comfortable, you can answer in Spanish. Yeah. So I'm a robotic barn, free flow. Any insights? Why all these barns are guided flow? Is that just a De La Val suggestion? Do you understand? ¿Por qué utilizas de milk first guided? ¿Por qué no utilizas free flow? ¿Tú es recomendado por De La Val o tú escoges esto?
No, es una recomendación de la marca, porque básicamente funciona con puertas inteligentes antes de robot. Ahora, de todas maneras, no nos llama mucho la atención el tráfico libre por la cantidad de personas que tenemos que usar para buscar vaca.
Okay, so the decision was made to use a milk guided flow because it helps with labor management, and it's mostly also by recommendation De La Val. It works best for their system with the number of robots they have and the number of employees they have to manage. Okay, Q&A. Jim, are you here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So there was a comment made, I think. I see a lot of obstacles for cows. I would say the free cow traffic is a lot better. So this is just a comment. Fue un comentario, solamente en opinión, pero que we have a mixture. When we do our research projects, we find that there is both types of traffic flow that I used, and they can both be successful. And it takes a little different management. Cows learn to use the gates, and you can see your production is excellent. So you being able to manage, it might take a little different type of labor, but I think both options are good. It's my opinion based on research, but this person prefers free flow, and it's their choice. Obviously, everybody can choose what's best, right? Okay, so that was a comment. Okay, done. Do the cows stay in the same group, the complete lactation? ¿Entiendes? As vacas estão sempre en el mismo grupo.
It's the same group, yes.
Okay, great.
From the day 20, the dry cow.
Okay, so the fresh group that you have in the first 20 days, Is that in the barns that were built in 14 or 16, or where is that group located?
No, the postpartum group is located in the retrofit barns.
Yeah, retrofitted. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, done. Next question. Oh, question about food baths.
Okay.
Where are they? Do we have them, and where are they?
Yes, we have, and we put after the smart selection gate. In the retrofit, when we have 2 BMS, we put after the second smart selection gate in the exit.
Okay.
But in BMS, when we have 3 BMS, we put in the first selection gate. When you get into the commitment pen.
When they get in. Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
Before milking,
they go through. And how many times a week? How often do you run the food bath?
Three times, 12 hours.
3 times.
12 hours each.
12 hours, 3 times a week. Okay. And you use copper sulfate. What do you guys use in Chile?
Formalin.
Formaldehyde. Okay. Formaldehyde. Okay. Not so common here, but yeah. Okay. Great. Question: how many milk houses do you have?
No, me tienes que traducir. No entendí.
¿Dónde va la leche? So, leche colectada pelo robot vai a tank, una milk house. Five milk houses. Okay. Okay. Oh, we didn't mention type of bedding. It's sand. Yep.
Sand.
Yep. Sand. And sand works well. There was a comment last webinar that somebody didn't think sand would work with the De La Val system, but obviously there are many farms here also that use sand with the De La Val system. Okay.
No, it's run well, but it's very difficult to manage, but run well.
Yep, excellent. Can you describe your heifer training protocol?
Okay, as I said, we use a training pen from 1 to 20 days in milk in the postpartum pen. At the same time, we make this milking as batch milking. I mean, the training is batch milking. We put 100 cows in one barn with 2 BMS on it, and we make 25 cows per batch, and we move around the pen in the day. And guarantee side 3 milkings a day.
3 milkings, okay.
3 milkings and enough time to eat, enough time to lay down. I know, you know what I mean. It's
sure.
For us, it's good because the cows getting a very good training, and then when the cows move, I mean, obviously we take care for a couple of weeks, more, but then the cows is not getting any problem.
Okay, so you're training the heifers in the retrofit barn that has 2 VMSs in tandem. So when you move the heifers to either the pen with 3 or the pen with 1, does it cause any sort of confusion to the heifers, or they're fine with it?
No. I mean, it's very easy when they move to the same configuration barn, obviously. But we have people care about the cows, and the people know for an experience they have. If they don't care the cows in the first 2 weeks after the move, maybe the mastitis get out the cow from the pen, and they don't want to because they lost money for that. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yep. A little more of a challenge. Yeah. Another question about training here, or about switching. So did you have challenges training the cows after switching to the VMS from the rotary parlor? How much time it took for the cows to retrain, to learn, if you will?
Maybe the bigger challenge was about the people, not the cows.
Okay.
The people was most scary at the time because we don't have enough people, qualified people at the moment. I mean, it was a huge move for Rotary Partners Closet and almost 4,000 cows move. And it's very difficult at the time. But when you move the cow for first time to the BMS, it's not very good. It's not a big deal. You know, it's 2 weeks.
Mhm.
2 weeks take.
2 weeks the cows learned. Okay, that's
Yes.
good. We have smart cows in Chile. Just kidding. Okay.
Yes.
You
Marcia,
mentioned,
there's kind of a follow-up question on
yeah,
how
it
many
is for
people
training.
work in
Okay.
your barn. Well, not so much training, just how many people work in their barn?
Okay, how many people? We have a different configuration barns, as I said. But in the big barns, we have 12 robots and 744 cows and 1 person, an assistant by chief, 12-hour chief.
Mhm.
1 person as an assistant, 1 person, 1 qualified person, and an assistant to cleaning the community area with water and all kind of stuff.
And
But
also take care of the robots?
no, the person in charge take care of the robot, but the assistant is just for cleaning, for fetching cows. I mean, for that kind of the things.
Mhm. And then in your fresh group, do you have the same
No,
situation?
the fresh group, we have 1 person care about the 200 cows 24 hours a day. I mean,
2 shifts. Okay.
2 shifts, 1 person care about.
Okay. Excellent.
Does that include, Marcia, do you want to ask, does that include feeding and breeding and those?
No. This taking care of the
That's
cows.
just the robot. That's
The
just
cows,
taking
be
care of
in
the
the barn,
cows.
taking care of the cows,
Okay.
fetching cows, make sure robots are working, checking the
Yes.
robots, checking the metrics in the computer, what cows need attention, looking on their smartphone that this cows I need to go and fetch, etc. Feeding is separate. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So you would have total number of employees overall rate. It told me earlier it was 126, but it includes producing forages, planting, harvesting, right?
No, planting and harvesting is a part.
Separate business. Okay.
Separate, yes.
Okay, so 126 people for the dairy feeding.
Include the office people.
Your office also. Okay, HR and
People,
everything.
yes.
Mhm.
See, lab, because we have a lab too.
Oh, a lab. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, interesting. Okay, question about production here. The metrics show that you have 102 pounds per cow. This is just not corrected for fat and protein. This is just the milk, right? Milk production.
Yes.
Yep. Mhm. Yep.
No correction.
That's
yes,
what I
no
thought, but
correction.
just making sure.
Yes, no correction.
Okay, Jim, do you want to ask the next question?
Sure. Are you planning on doing any more expansion or what's your future plans?
Never knows. Here never knows, but the Agricola, I mean the daily, is thinking in continuing grow up. We have a plan to put some 12 or 18 more, between 12 and 18. I mean, in a couple of years.
Okay, then we have to build new barns now.
No, because
You have space. Oh, okay.
yeah, we have a space to retrofit, obviously.
To retrofit another one. Okay.
Yes. The interesting thing is the project is the same at the last barn we saw. I mean the configuration with 3 in tool booth.
Mm-hmm.
In that configuration we think to grow.
Okay, interesting. Some question here about how long is your dry period for your cows? How long cows are dried?
45 days.
Oh, 45. So you have a short dry period. Okay, pretty short. So we're running out of time here for the official recording. So I'm going to stop recording. Do you have a few more minutes to stay with us, Odriom, and answer a few more questions for the live audience?
Okay.
Okay, so I stop
Very good.
recording and we can now discuss more topics. So for
Okay.
that, I need to kind of go to the next slide, and thank you everyone for attending this, the 5th episode. Thank you so much, Odriom and Ancali, for participating. And please join us next time in the next episode, June 17. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.